I think we look gorgeous.
Yeah,
We're looking good.
Hey guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. TravelCostaRicaNow.com is a travel agency. We're like you having best friends who know Costa Rica, who live in Costa Rica, totally hooking up your Costa Rica vacation. Go to TravelCostaRicaNow.com, fill out the 4-minute form, and you will be that much closer to the vacation of a lifetime. Can you tell I've said that a lot of times?
Maybe just
I just
two.
kind of getting that right through.
You better ask somebody.
Guys, they're back. I don't know if you saw the first video, and we're not going to explain what we went over, but they're back. They were newbies 6 months ago. Now they've been living down in Costa Rica a little over a year now, and we're going to see how they're doing. This is Jason. This is Tuesday, and their dogs might come in the picture at some point. All right, my first question, just from out jump, is so has the reality of your decision of living in Costa Rica set in yet? Is a romance of living in paradise over?
No, I have to say it actually turned out to be better than anticipated for the most part. Are there bad things? I mean,
we're going to get into those, Jason. We don't even...
Nothing in life is perfect. Nowhere in the world you're going to live that there's perfection about life. So, I mean, there's good and bad things everywhere you go. In the United States, here in Costa Rica, in China. I mean, wherever you go.
But you don't feel, because I'm actually going to tell you. So the first video we did, I don't know what you guys were... I mean, not that you're not bushy-tailed right now and bright-eyed, but back then it was more, not deer in headlights, but close. It was like, oh my God, we're living in Costa Rica. And I'm not saying that that's not still exciting, but it's definitely not that caliber. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not new anymore, but it's still fresh to me. And I'm still learning something new every day or every week. It's something else I'm aware of. I'm like, oh yeah, the birds I still hear the birds that I don't normally hear. It's like, I still think they're amazing. So
the newness hasn't worn off that way.
No, not really. The dumbness maybe has worn off a little bit.
You mean just being rookie mistakes type stuff?
Exactly. It's starting to wear, but yeah, it still feels fresh and new. I still love it.
Yeah, so you've been here about 13, 14 months or something like that,
That's
right?
13 now.
Yep.
About 13, yeah.
So we got to talk. I don't want to talk too much about this because I don't want to date the video so much. But you were here for the last few months during coronavirus lockdown, which we're kind of in now.
Yeah.
How's that been going? And has there been any difference right now in the way you've...
Well, I'll be honest. I got back into the country the day that they closed the borders. So I was in the United States when the craziness started.
That was
in the
March.
United States in March.
Yeah.
I was there for my son's birthday. So people were crazy. And what was crazy about it is that they weren't wearing masks, but they were all running in buying all the toilet paper and like all kinds of...
Because there's no other way to wipe your ass except for toilet paper.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Stick to garden hose.
Yeah.
So, I saw the craziness, and I actually wore a mask anytime I went out while I was there, just because I was visiting somebody who did have immunocompromised problems. So, but then coming back here, it just felt so much more relaxed. I mean, do we have some restrictions here? Yeah, but it is way less stressful.
If you're going to be stuck in quarantine...
I'd rather be here.
I'd rather be here. But I think the panic, I mean, not so much me. My whole life is a quarantine, really. But, I mean, I think for Ticos, the locals, I think a definite panic has definitely set in as far as they're concerned. But we're not talking about them.
No.
We're talking about you guys. So, man, you live in a pretty sweet little deal of a house.
Yeah, we do.
First of all... how many times have you moved in a year
Five or six.
in 13 months?
This is our fifth move.
Yeah, it's a
This
fifth
is our fifth
house.
move.
Yeah.
Fifth move. Now, we don't have to go knee deep into the reasons for that, but maybe just a generalized how it got here and why did you move.
How about I do
freaking
that? Because you're very long-winded. I'll do that one.
Okay.
So when we first came, we were in Arnall, and we were in a house that we went in an Airbnb, and they had a house, so we rented his house. It wasn't safe in that town. There were burglaries on that street. There were no bars on our windows. We didn't feel super safe. We'd been there for like 3 months. and he wasn't going to put bars on the windows, so we said, let's just move. So we moved to closer here to Fortuna, just outside, just like up near the cemetery. Nice house. That was
Bob.
only for, Bob. And it was 1 week. Not going to go into the details, but that didn't work out. So we went to El Castillo.
That's another video.
That's a whole nother video. So we went to El Castillo, which we love, but they don't have internet. Great internet up there. Really bad.
It's basically like saying they don't have internet.
Yeah,
They do have internet, but
Yeah.
you might as well say you don't have internet because it's that slow.
So we were there for a month, and then after that, we found a really great place. We were in for about 7 months, just outside of Fortuna, in near Santa Lucia El Bosque, in that area. Just like
all these places they're mentioning, guys, is within like a 20-minute radius of
Yes.
La Fortuna where we're at.
So after that, we had an awesome friend, Michael Allen, who found us a lovely house that we're in now. A friend that he knows was renting for a great price, and we couldn't pass it up. It's amazing. It's amazing.
But to be honest, the longer we were here, the more opportunities and better rental and buying opportunities came about. Honestly,
Every time.
more and more gems continue to come into the fold all the time.
I lobbed you a softball and you just knocked it out of the
Oh, yeah.
park, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
This is my point, you guys. Whether it's you got stuck with gringo pricing or you made a bad decision from out the gate, eventually you get smarter and wiser and kind of go.
Yep.
For sure.
That was a
Absolutely.
good answer,
We're
Jason.
very, very happy now. This place is enclosed. Our dogs can run around. This is great. It's amazing.
So you've dealt with, we're kind of currently in it. It's not technically rainy season, but it's been raining a lot here.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have take issue with a lot of rain, which it's been doing. How do you guys feel about it?
I love the rain.
I am not a rain person. I mean, when it came to, especially we lived in Southern California, I mean, it never rained. So when it rained, I was like, oh my God, the rain.
They should make a song about that.
Well,
There's lots of them.
That was a joke.
I know. Hello.
It never rains in California,
You
but
should
girl.
The two of you shouldn't do a duet.
Ooh, good. Ooh, new video.
I feel that's going to be
It's a
edited
video.
out. No, so how you been dealing with the rain? Because a lot of people,
I love it.
I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's they've watched too many paradise palm tree videos with monkeys. But they're shocked that in the rainforest,
It
in
rains.
the tropical country, it rains.
Hello. You're in the rainforest.
I mean, I'm not a rain person, but I'll be honest, after living here for so long, I've really learned to enjoy it. And I ride a motorcycle, which is also something I probably never would have done if I didn't move to Costa Rica. Because all the places I lived in the United States, California, New York, I just didn't feel really safe in those areas.
For good reason.
To become a beginner rider. Whereas here, I've been riding, we don't have a car. We only have a motorcycle and we ride in the rain.
we have rain gear.
We have rain gear
Yeah.
for when we need to get on the bike and go someplace in the rain, and that's just part of life here.
But I love the rain.
Like you said,
I
we
think
live
it's
in the
amazing.
rainforest, so even in the dry season, it still rains.
True.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it does. Especially here in the, True that.
Although today, it's beautiful and sunny.
2 more hours.
I know, right? It rains in the afternoon. What's in the afternoon? After 1. It's not
I just wanted
guaranteed.
to ask this question real quick because I don't know. Somebody actually asked this on the other video in a
Okay.
comment.
Okay, we have fans.
They said, maybe it was an email. They said, what do they do for insurance?
Which kind of insurance?
I'm assuming they mean health.
Health insurance.
We have not got it yet. We're fairly healthy, and we kind of, are trying to be zen. And it's not like we're saying, "Oh, we're not going to get sick." We just haven't checked it yet. I mean, I do have medication I take, and they have it at the pharmacy. I just go get it.
Yeah, but you know what?
So you don't have any, you're not
We
paying
don't have
any health insurance.
We don't
Not
have
right
any
now.
health insurance. I mean, I have health insurance in the United States. I have Medi, in a residency in California in the United States.
But we recently reached out to someone you talked to us about, Johnny. I can't remember the guy's name, the medical guy that talks about all the. insurance. We reached out to
Link
the
will be in description.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've reached out to him, and he's given us information as far as what doctors to go to, how to get insurance and all that. So I'm waiting to get that information back because I want to kind of start that
Hey,
process.
I didn't.
But the out-of-pocket
I haven't had
costs are not
insurance
high.
for 13 years, and I only have it because I became a resident and have to pay into it.
Right.
I'm a firm believer in, good health, watching what your own.
And we do a lot of
You
that.
know,
yeah.
there's a lot of things. I mean, it's a healthier lifestyle when you live here.
It is.
I mean, you
Even
yes,
if you
can
don't want it to be.
I know.
You know?
You
Right.
could go to the store and yes, can you buy some cookies and pre-made products like that? Sure, but you know when it comes to like foods, like frozen food products and stuff like that, like I don't see a lot of that in the stores in Costa Rica. So you kind of cooking a lot of your own food, so it's a little bit healthier of a lifestyle just to begin with.
And I still think that the temperature or something about living here isn't really conducive to a lot of heavy eating.
Right.
No.
You
Right.
know what I mean? It's like
Well,
you
it's
don't.
just like when I grew
Maybe
up,
in the
when it was-
morning and in the
yeah.
evening, but during the
when
day you don't really
But when
feel
I was
like
younger and it
anything
was
heavy.
hot in the summer, I didn't eat a lot.
Yeah.
When it's hot, you just don't.
You know, to be honest, you know, they say not eating a lot is healthier versus eating a lot. And I mean, there's got to be something to it because the health index here in Costa Rica is 100 plus years old.
Yeah, well, they got a blue zone here, so yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the blue zones?
Yeah.
What's that?
It kind of got big about maybe 15 years ago. Oprah did a big segments on her thing. It's blue zones around the world. There's like, I think, 7 or 8 of them. And one is here in the Nicoya Peninsula where
Okay.
they look at people that live over the over 100.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them in these areas. And what do they do?
Right.
What's in the water?
Right.
And so somebody went around and did these studies, and he called them blue zones. And it got very popular because whatever Oprah talks about,
Everybody
Everybody
wants.
wants-
popular.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they have that here. So
Right.
I don't know. Go ahead.
More trees, more oxygen. I mean, you could just say that just to begin with.
Yep.
True, but you know, I still want the insurance, but I'm not like hot pressed to get it. I mean, it's been a year.
I mean,
and
here,
don't
look,
have
we've been
it.
here a year
Yeah.
and haven't had any need
Right.
to go to a doctor.
No.
You know, here, like, I did kind of get sick the last kind of week
It's
or
just
two.
the sniffles, a little ear itching,
But
and
honestly,
it's gone away.
I eat really healthy.
Vitamin C.
A lot of vitamin. I take vitamins. I
Lots of mangoes.
eat a yeah. I eat a
I
lot
guess
of
we
fresh
could all
fruit.
get hurt, technically.
Yes.
You can, but you know, here, look. I ride a motorcycle. I could get hurt really easily. I do.
They
take
won't
care-
find you for weeks, dude. You slide off a curve here. It's not
No,
like
you're-
it's not
yeah,
California.
We're not where he is exactly.
Well, you know, that's why I drive really carefully. You know,
But
even
what-
even when we
yeah.
did get hit by some
But it's always
vehicle,
the other person.
you know, I kept it on the road. So
yeah. Very good.
So, has anything? What have you learned about like culturally? You know, like dealing with the Ticos, maybe however you deal with them, like on a cultural level. What
You
are you
know-
finding? Is it what you expected? Is it pleasant surprises? You know, whatever it is.
When we did enough research on our way here, when we were coming here, and Jason is he loves this phrase. What is it you say? Passive. So passive aggressive. It's like Ticos are passive aggressive, which is true. So we go to a lot of stores, and I keep reminding Jason because he doesn't have a lot of patience. And when we go places, you know, remember they're not just going to come up to you. Now we have a hardware store we go to, like a hole in the wall. He's very helpful, very service oriented. We go to Colono, not so much.
yeah, we don't.
They're
We
just
try
not.
not to go to Kelowna too
So-
much. Just 'cause-
certain
Nobody
places-
tries to go.
Yeah. But certain people,
yeah, but you know what? When we were in Arenal, there was a guy in Kelowna that
very
I could
helpful
I
all
could
the
go
time.
and talk to him all the time, and he spoke English. He helped us, and he wasn't passive aggressive.
Now, I'm not saying that not everybody at Kelowna is the same way. I'm not
No.
trying to say that. 'cause
Kelowna's the
Kelowna is
local big
no,
like
we-
hardware store here.
It's
for those of
like
you.
kind of like Home Depot,
Right, but it's lots
sort
smaller.
of.
A small one.
Yeah.
Some of them are bigger than others,
That's
just like
true,
Home
yeah.
Depot. So,
But what I'm saying is, you know, that's just one example. It could be Christian. Super
But are you
Christian
seeing
is a
that
grocery store.
culturally?
The
I mean,
culturally.
past Kelowna, do you
Yes.
see that in like other
Yes.
aspects?
yeah,
Yes.
but you know, it's like any culture. There's good and bad people everywhere.
Yeah.
Some people are passive aggressive. Some
Some
people
people
are
are
not.
not.
You know, so many people are so nice and helpful and friendly that when I come across the passive aggressive people, it's just like, man, why?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, I think culturally they're just exactly like either Japanese people or the people from the South.
That makes
they're
sense.
very nice to
That's
your
actually-
face.
that's actually
and,
good.
And no matter what they think of
Yeah.
you, they're nice to you
Yeah.
to your face, which I love.
That's
I got no
actually a
problem
good-
with that.
Good
For the
analogy.
most part, I think, you know, we're seeing a little bit of a different, I think, side with less tourism here. I think
Yes.
I think a lot of the locals sometimes, you know, especially because I'll pull up on my bike, you know, and they just have this whole sometimes this attitude. And it's not the ones that know me that I shop all the time. They never had that. But, you know, when I pull up to some random place and it's just all Ticos, sometimes I can get some negative...
Are you feeling a vibe, Jason? An aura?
It's negative energy, man.
But to be honest, maybe you're receiving what you're putting out.
No, actually, no, because 90% of the time when I pull up on my motorcycle, all the Ticos love me. Oh man, that's a great bike. Oh man, that's a big bike. Oh, I love your bike. I mean, the Ticos love my bike. So for me to pull up to someplace and get the negative energy, you know, it's the same thing as the passive aggressive energy. So many people here are so nice and so friendly that when I come across it, it's kind of like off-putting because I'm just like, I don't get it.
And it's funny because we are in this Corona time frame right now in the past few months. I've run up to people on the streets, they'll come up to us and say, oh, are you stuck here? I'm like, no, I live here. And then the taxis that are the red taxis say, oh, you need a taxi? I said, no, I don't
the fake
need a
taxis. You know the fake taxis.
We live here. It's like we don't. We've been in all those tours. And we say, oh, we live here. So you know, it's like people think we're stranded. You know, because there are a few stranded. I've seen a few that are stranded here out walking on the street.
In the country? Oh
actually,
yeah,
walking on the street.
We have friends that are stranded.
They were arguing on the streets like, "You around me too much. We need to get some time away." I said, "Oh, they're stranded.
They've been on vacation too long."
For too long.
That is a possible. That can happen. I need some space. Any frustrations you've run into?
Just COVID. That's been the frustration lately because, you know...
Just not being able to do what you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, we do stuff around here, but we wanted to travel outside of the area.
Yeah.
And it's kind
Have you been out at all?
Now.
You know...
I haven't, really.
Honestly, as far as I've gone is like Tiburon and San Jose.
Yeah, you went to the beach to see your family?
Yeah, I did go to
Which
the
beach?
Jaco area, like Hermosa next to Jaco.
Yeah, Playa Hermosa.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I was there for like a day. Like I spent an entire
really
whole day there.
I mean,
so
our plan was to come and then, you know, take a weekend here or there and just go out. But we were going to start that right when COVID started, and then we were like, okay, we're going to.
We're hoping actually in the next 2 to 4 weeks to start doing some traveling.
Actually, traveling right now would be cheap.
Oh yeah, we were researching. So,
my God, you could stay almost anywhere. For next to nothing.
That is our goal.
So
that is definitely our goal.
So only coronavirus has given you the frustration.
You know what? I'll be honest. Having the older motorcycle can be a little frustrating with some of the parts sometimes, even though it's a Honda and it's the most accessible motorcycle in Costa Rica because there's like 5 Honda motorcycle dealerships in this country, which there are no other motorcycle companies that have that many. And it still can be hard to find certain parts for my 20-plus-year-old motorcycle. Now, if it was 10 or plus years newer, then that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Do you find parts are more expensive, or do you know? I don't know.
The whole thing is more expensive, but conversely, when I look at the cost compared to like a car, I can't even compare it. Like the buying of the motorcycle and the quality of motorcycle that I got for the money that we spent, it's like $3,500 for a ride that the two of us can ride.
So anywhere. Right now you guys just have motocycles, motorbikes type of thing. Because you did have that car for a minute.
Yeah, it's a whole other story, but
that was
not a bad idea.
Well, not if it... Actually, it wasn't a bad idea if it would have kept running.
No. Well, it wasn't that it was a bad idea. Honestly, something happened that we didn't anticipate.
Right.
And to be honest, I just didn't want to keep dropping money into this car without knowing any end to it. And I'm not a mechanic, so it's not like I'm like looking at the car and be like, I know exactly what's wrong. I mean, no. And we bought it from
You're
somebody...
You're at the mercy.
And we bought it from somebody we knew. So it was like... It was a little bit of a frustrating situation. It seems like maybe the radiator had like a tiny hole and it leaked out the water. And so the engine overheated and seized. So it was like... We only drove it like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, not too many.
It was a little bit
frustrating.
frustrating.
I rode in it.
It was. I mean, it wasn't a bad car. It was a good little car. But you know, I guess what I should say is, it was a good little Tico car. Meaning, I'm not the kind of like person who's like on top of their car, constantly like wrenching and like
you are with the motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, even with the motorcycle, I'm still not wrenching. I'm just like I do like the normal things you have to do with a motorcycle, like clean and lube your chain and check your tire pressure. That's about. I mean, those are like the normal things I like do checklists, you know, before riding. But like when I own a car, it's like I'm not like checking like the water in the radiator
really
and
doing that
like
much.
Washing your car every other day.
Yeah, like that's not the kind of car owner. I
And
am.
Tuesday, any frustrations in your life? Have you guys been cooped up too long together?
It's
People want to
not-
know.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's been because I wasn't working. I teach English online, so I finally got my certification. It was like finding a job. It was frustration. That was part of the frustration we had, was like I'm not working, I'm not finding anything. So it was frustrating. Finally, I landed something in June. So I was working these small companies online, teaching, not making much. Now I'm making what I want to make, and I'm much happier. So get paid once a month, so I haven't got paid yet, but I'll be getting paid soon.
We should explain. I mean, a lot of people are understanding this fact now. A lot of people come down here and work on a lot of different ways on the internet. Not just everyone thinks teaching English, but there's a lot of ways to make money on the internet. You can sell for solar panel places and real estate
Well, that's
stuff.
the other thing. That's what I was looking at when I was looking for this job to teach English. I wasn't finding it. I interviewed for this one place. I thought I was going to get it, and it was awesome. It didn't happen. So then I started looking at other companies selling other things, like selling insurance or selling solar panels, whatever it was.
Whatever
and
they
I
had
was
to
getting
sell.
interviews, but I know that's not really where my heart was, because I said, Jason, do you really want to sell things? I'm like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. So I didn't take it, because that's what I left. I left selling. I didn't want to do it, even though I could do it in my sleep. I could find a job doing something else. So you can do something else online other than teach English, but that was my focus.
We should mention that you did get your certification.
Yes, I did in January.
So that does connect you to more teaching jobs, and then.
Right.
Honestly, there will be even better jobs
Yes.
in the next 6 months once she's been
Have
teaching for a year.
Exactly. So once you've taught for a year online, you have more opportunities to make more per hour. So I'm like, I got 4 more months, and then I'll be there.
And it should be, said, money goes, I think, for the most part, farther here.
Yes.
So
Oh,
yeah.
if you hear like somebody's making, let's say $10 an hour, people from the United States might go, "What? I'm not doing that." But actually, $10 an hour here,
goes a long way.
a couple hours a day, 4
Yeah.
hours a day, and you're
So
you guys are on a budget,
yeah.
right? I mean,
We are.
it's not like
Yeah.
Well, no, we
have a budget.
honestly live off of about $1,000 a month.
Yeah, but that's just to live and do a little bit extra to have fun. So we want
You
to
want some extra money.
surpass that,
Yeah.
right? So what I work now is my goal is I work right now 3 hours, technically 2 to 3 hours a day. With classes. Actually, I still have more hours and lesson plans, but my goal is to just do 6 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and that's it. That's what my goal is, and that's what I'm trying to do. So they'll add more students on. Once they do, so I'm working from 8 to 1 every day. That's it, which works for me, and no commute. I work on my kitchen table.
nothing better than having a little coffee
No
and
commute.
you don't have to go
yeah.
anywhere.
Got my PJs on. You can't see me.
So many people are doing that now. So many people are
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
To
Well, all my students are.
And usually to supplement some sort of income or their
Well,
monthly stipend they have.
One thing I have to tell you is because I do videos as well, and I loved yours, so I started doing videos about our trip here and how we moved here. And someone saw my video, and they're like, I want to do that. I want to teach English. Da, da, da. So we've been talking. Now she's in a class with the school I was on, and because I referred her, I got money for referring her. I'm like,
Hey, man.
okay, cool, works for me. So, but I paid it forward.
Link will be in the description.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I was so happy to encourage her to teach English as well, and she wants to come to Costa Rica too. She wants to live this wonderful life. So I'm like, why not?
It is kind of wonderful.
It is. I'm like, why was I doing what I was doing before?
So, I want to keep with this thing because there's got to be more. So, pleasant or unpleasant surprises.
Oh.
Things that that have happened that are good that you're like, wow, I didn't expect that. I mean, I think I asked you that in the last video, but you've been here longer. This is good, right? We still have enough.
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
So, anything that's
I mean,
pleasantly surprised or an unpleasant surprise that you were like, wow. Okay.
The funny thing I have to say, from 6 months to now, at 6 months I was still kind of like, oh God, I can't believe I'm still here. This is great, but do I miss what I had? Even though I had flown back, I think at one point. No, I flew back after our video. I flew back and went to see my mom to help her with some things. And when I went home, I was like, man, I miss here. I missed here. After 6 months, I was like, oh my gosh, But I love being here. I love not working that life that I had. Don't know why I did it, but I don't regret it. But I'm so happy to not have that corporate life that I did and get dressed and drive to work and deal with all the stress. And this, I feel like, it's like an early retirement, as they call it.
Well, time. It's
Yeah,
time.
it
You have
is.
your time.
Yeah.
Right?
I would say the only thing I really miss is just the ease of buying products in the United States. Like whatever you wanted was just right there. Or you went on your computer, ordered it on Amazon, and it was there in 2 days. I would say that would probably be the only
That's a
frustration.
thing.
It is a thing. It is. You don't, to buy similar products here, like technology products, they suck. So to buy them here in Costa Rica, you're not getting like the same quality products. So it's like, I want to order them from the United States, and it just takes longer.
It can be all kinds of things,
Yeah.
hair care products,
Yeah.
whatever
Oh,
it is. I mean,
totally.
it can be a lot of things that
Totally.
people are particular what they want to use, and they go, I can't find it. I can't find it.
Well, that was
So
why
you're-
when I went home in November, and then I also went home in February before this all started. I got some of those hair care products for African American hair that I cannot find here, so I did kind of hoard that. I did bring it back.
I brought back like 5 jars of tahini just because it's so
Yeah.
expensive here. It's like $15 a jar.
Yeah.
I'm always on my 2 favorite items of food that are highly expensive.
Maple
if you want to
syrup?
visit. No, peanut butter and cheese.
Oh,
Peanut
yeah.
butter.
Now they
But
have
cheese.
Dan,
No,
you
they
just
have
gotta speak to Dan
cheese.
about the
They
cheese.
have
Yeah.
their cheese here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't have cheese. They have cheese, but not the cheese
Well,
I love.
yes.
Okay,
you're-
okay.
I need some
Snobbish
good
cheese. I understand.
yes.
Yes, I understand. I
White
do.
privileged
Yes.
cheese.
Brie.
What about like some hard cheeses or
Gouda.
some
I love
lactose-
cheese. If I was stuck on
Brie
an
and
island,
Gouda, oh, yeah.
I'm picking cheese. I'm never going to the bathroom
What's your
again, but I'm
luxury?
picking cheese.
My luxury item is cheese. You can't have it.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, so like peanut butter, I eat a
Yeah.
lot of peanut butter because I like peanut butter.
Yeah.
And it's
expensive.
Jason's like, really? That's your thing?
It is, but
I
it's
like
your
the
thing.
peanut
I
butter
totally
on your
get it. You
brownies.
know what?
The brownies you make?
Tahini's
No.
my thing because I
No.
eat a lot of hummus, so I
no,
get it.
chocolate is your thing.
Yeah, but cacao's. This is the
Oh,
retarded.
this is-
okay,
no,
this
this-
is the
this
most
is it. Oh,
retarded
this is
thing
it.
about
You gotta
Costa
hear this.
Rica.
This is great.
It grows everywhere here.
Yeah.
But to find cacao, it's like either I got to go to the gourmet frickin' store and it's really expensive, which doesn't make sense, or I got to drive all the way to Tilleron, which is an hour and a half away, to go get cacao because it's only like once every 2 months that like one super Christian has it in the store, and it's twice the price still.
I feel
grown
like you're
here.
reliving a moment right now.
It's okay. It's
No,
not bad.
I
It's
can
all right.
find Hershey's cacao easier in town than I can
Dude,
find
you're-
like
more.
You're
Costa
preaching the
Rica
choir.
cacao.
Yeah.
I realize this.
Crazy.
You're right. You're
It's
right.
crazy. It makes no sense.
Those are the little.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's crazy.
But what about those guys that come around and they're selling their eggs and their vegetables? And
Oh
their
no,
fruit?
that's,
that's
cool.
great.
That's
No,
cool.
that's
That's,
kinda cool.
actually
So
cool.
that's the
very
offshoot
cool.
here.
Yes.
That's very cool.
Tahini's never going to be coming around here.
No, you mentioned that, and that is actually a good thing to mention. They drive up, and they've got like whether it's eggs, they've
Or
got
fruit.
fruits or whatever, and I'm like, hey, let's see what they got. It's like, oh yeah, okay, wait, no, that's cheaper in the store. Let's go get it. Or it's the same price
but
in the
not
store.
much. It's almost always 1,000 colones.
Yes.
Almost every
Yeah.
bag they have
Yep.
is 1,000
That's
colones,
true.
which is
3 pineapples for 1
Well,
kilometer.
no. Honestly, yeah, I love the 3 pineapples, 3 papayas, or
For 1,000.
No. The other day I went to my little fruit stand in El Bosque, because it's like on the side of the road, their fruit stand, and it was 2 kilos of mangoes for 1 mil.
Tell them how much a meal is.
like $1.80.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like $1.75. So yeah, it was 2 kilos, which is like
That's awesome.
4.5 pounds.
That would
of
never
mango.
happen in the States.
So
ever.
it makes your tahini argument.
Oh, it totally makes up for it. I've been like double fisting the fruit. I've been like fruit.
That I mean, obviously that's a positive down here when
Yeah.
it comes to food like that. If you want to eat good, fairly reasonably,
Yeah.
you know, the green market,
Yeah.
the organic, you know, and fruits and vegetables, or I mean, go to that your neighbor's tree and get the avocados and the
Pretty much,
papayas and the
yeah.
mangoes and the.
I mean, look, there's a papaya tree right back there, but I still haven't gone and picked one.
Yeah.
Oh, they're super green. It's not time yet.
So, what would you tell your younger self? Anything different? What you know now?
What you should have come earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you wait so long?
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally serious. I wish that when 20 years ago, I would have told myself, hey, look into Costa Rica, man. It's the place to be. Because you know what? I would have been even that much more
I think I
settled.
might agree with you on that. I don't like to look back because you know we can all look back and stuff, but I think you're right on that too.
You know, the thing
But that's
with
for me
Quit that
personally.
world. Quit.
Yeah.
I mean, not just that world of on task and marking off your
Ticking
to-do
off the- yep.
list. Did I pick up, take the kids to boat, whatever.
You
And
know-
I've never been that person to begin with. So it was like, for me, the United States was like a constant struggle, like, every week to every month, like just a daily grind and struggle. And here, I'm enjoying
My life
life.
has been, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know if I can explain my life to anybody. But I mean, I grew up, as an only child with my mom, single parent, and I did things that you're supposed to do. You go to school, you don't do the wrong thing, you do what you're supposed to do. You go to ballet class, you go to get a job, you do all this stuff. I did all that, but then I had these dreams. You have to listen to your dreams sometimes, and then sometimes you don't really listen to them until you're here. So I had this reoccurring dream when I was younger, and I had no idea what it was about. And people know what those tall windmills are, the solar windmills that have the 3 propellers. I used to see those in my dreams years ago when I was like probably 10 or 12. Didn't know what it was about, why I saw them. Then as an adult, I saw them and I didn't like them. I was afraid of them. They looked like aliens to me. I don't know why. That's the way I translated it. But then when I came here, I figured, okay, this is why I'm here. Because we saw them driving to Tilleron.
I know, yeah,
You
right.
see them on the hill, and I'm like, maybe that was a sign then saying, this is not where you're supposed to be. This is where you're going to see those, and this is going to tell you this is where you're supposed to be in the future. And I had no idea. But that's kind of where I'm translating that dream now. And
It was
thinking,
fortuitous.
Yeah, it was. But
was your
as I was
destiny.
saying that I'm early retired, it's like semi-retired. You have to remember, don't sweat the small stuff. Working in that corporate life, yeah, the money is great, but it's not fun.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Honestly,
It's not really fun.
it doesn't get you anything.
No, it doesn't. Here, I have so much time just to do whatever. I'm so happy. Even if I want to just do nothing.
Yes.
I'm
Could
loving
we
it.
have some more money that would make our lives slightly better? Yes, but you know what? You feel that, I think, anywhere you are in life. Everybody
Yeah.
always feels like, oh, I don't have enough money. So,
And I mean, life's too short. I just turned 50 and I'm still trying to enjoy this part, this second chapter or third chapter, whatever it is of my life. I want to enjoy it here rather than there doing that, what I was doing.
Well, there's one thing way true. If Costa Rica is even close, if it's for you in a sense, like, some people don't make it and they leave, right? But the people that should be here, there's one thing that's totally true. Stress level goes way down.
Now, do we have stress? Yes.
Yes,
we
but
do have
nothing,
stress, but not even
but
close
nothing
to
like
what
that.
it was. No.
Every day
No.
hamster
No.
wheel grind that comes
No.
out in diabetes and comes out in headaches and.
But it's not
and-
even just your own personal like energy. It's like when you're also I felt like just being around so many people who just had that intense energy, like I said, like when I was in the United States, that intense, fearful, like crazy energy that goes around with like the start of like the epidemic, it just isn't here. Like that level of like public energy that everybody's just
Right.
like,
Right.
It's like, it's just not here. Like that level of
But
stress
the
is
other
just like,
thing you hear now a lot is, because everybody in the States want to move. They want to move out of the States. And you hear my mom's number one thing is, how did you know you moved at the right time? I said, I had no idea, but yeah, I'm so happy I moved here way before any of that happened. I didn't know.
Well,
We
the
didn't
right
know.
time is always the right time.
True.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
If in your life, it's whatever you're doing is right, actually.
Well, I'll be honest. We started researching for like more than 3 years before we moved here, and it didn't start with Costa Rica. It just ended, after about 6 months in Costa Rica, and then 2.5 years of really understanding Costa Rica and what we would really be getting
Right.
ourselves into.
And we didn't think we would be the people that people Facebook us or whatever and say, how did you move there? What did you do? What I'm like, people are asking us questions now. I'm like, we don't really know. We're just kind of
because you did it.
accidentally
People,
happening into some of the stuff.
They don't mean to be jealous, but you did something that they've only dreamed about and
Right.
didn't have the wherewithal.
Yeah, but what
to,
works for us isn't going to work for them. I understand they
yeah,
want to
but
know our story.
to be honest, it was really hard for you to pull that trigger.
Yes,
No, to be honest,
yes.
like for me, I think the fact that I've kind of tried to live an anti-lifestyle because I just can't deal with that 9-to-5 grind and all that kind
well,
of.
you can't live without tahini, so I mean, it all makes sense.
Yeah, but I can make tahini. I just need sesame seeds. Okay. Anyway, for Tuesday, it was a giant shift in just a whole paradigm of existence.
Yeah.
a different way of thinking.
Yeah. So
It's scary, right?
It really
You're scared.
was.
You're like,
It
am
really
I
was.
making the right
It
move?
really was. For a
even
long
when
time.
but even when life like really just like landed it to us. I mean, there were situations in our lives that really started coming together and telling us, hey, this is the time to go right now. This happened and this happened and this happened.
Just happen, and
I'm trying to show her, like, hey, not only have we been planning for 2.5, 3 years now, but look at all these signs. They're basically telling us we should do it now, because if we just try and do the same thing over and over again, all we're going to do is just continue spending money.
Well, it's just like when you're buying a house, you're renting, when you can just really just buy. You know, you're putting all that money into, you're not getting any equity out of it.
Right, but I mean, conversely, like, we were spending how much money on rent while we were there,
Like
and then we came here, it's like we're spending like a sixth of the price.
What did you say? How much?
1/6.
Yeah. I know, right? I know. You can do it if you want.
Yeah, but he's right. I mean, after, I think even within 6, 7 months, 8 months, I was still kind of like not sure, still nervous about it. But you know, it's kind of growing on me now in a positive way.
I think the fact that you got your little internet job and stuff is probably very helpful to you just personally. Forget the money.
Yeah.
I think you felt more like you're a little productive. You're looking,
that's
doing
100%
That's
right.
exactly what I was going to say,
exactly
because, you know, those first 6 months where, you know, she was kind of just like on like a long vacation.
That's
you
true.
know,
That's
she
true.
just didn't know what to do with herself.
I didn't.
She keeps, I'm gonna go crazy. She's like, how do you do this? She's like, I don't understand how you do this. Like, you do this all the time.
I feel
how do you do this?
I feel so one with the sloth.
And you know, I, having autism, have learned how to create a schedule for myself so that even when I'm doing not much at all, I'm still doing lots, because I still have things that I do throughout the day at the same time all the time.
And now, you know, I've started to get a routine with
even
the
if
work
I'm making
now.
YouTube videos.
So, and with his autism, he has certain regiments that we do a certain way now. So now that I have my schedule with work, I have more of a schedule, and I feel, I'm more complete at the moment.
So I think I know what you're going to say to this. So what advice would you give to them?
You know, I think if you come down and think it's just going to be one giant long vacation, you will go back to whatever it is you came from. I think if you have an idea that you're going to come down here and start a business, I think you should just stop right there and do like
Lots
10
of
times
research.
the amount of research that you just did.
True.
And then after that, do 10 times more.
Yeah.
And then before you even start to think about buying anything, really look into it. Be here and spend time looking at whatever it is, whether it's property or a business, whatever it is, because honestly, you really have no idea what any of these things are really like until you actually like spend a little bit of time looking at them. Because any of the houses that we've lived in, while they look like really nice when you go and visit them, it's like you know, the place in El Castillo, we even stayed there. We stayed there on vacation.
It is a vacation
we had
house.
no idea until we lived there that the house wasn't grounded.
Yeah. We get shocked.
You would touch things, but when we were on vacation, there's nothing there that when you're on vacation that you touch got you shocked. But our own personal things that were metal that we plugged in, we got shocked to hell.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that. But these are just things that, like, if you're buying a house, I mean, if you don't do your due diligence, I mean...
But it's a good point, because there is no correlation between a vacation down here and living down here. There's nothing the same, nothing similar.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, the people are different. The way of life, the way you think, it has to change. It doesn't change right away, but it's when you move down here, you have to be open. Be open to new things, new adventures, new relationships, new people, because it is definitely not the way it is in the United States, because customer service is not the same. Everything is different.
So what's your advice?
My advice is be open. You have to be open to trying new things. You have to be open to receiving those new relationships and understanding how you're going to be you. You're going to change who you are, and not because you want to. It's just going to happen. You evolve to this new you.
Have a plan.
You know?
Have a backup plan, and have a third backup plan. You know, if you're just coming down with a pile of money, definitely, you know.
I mean, so don't get me wrong. I mean, we have had our months where we've struggled, you know. But I mean, not struggled like, oh my God, we have to leave and go back home.
No.
You know, but I
No.
mean, we make our budget work. The small budget that we've had on the months that have been tight, it works because things are so affordable here.
They are.
So you can't just throw it, oh, I'm going to leave, it's not working. You know, if you really want to live here, you have to kind of embrace it and just go and do it.
No, but you know, having hobbies, I think,
Yeah.
is you know, anybody who's coming to retire here, you know, because I know a lot of people do, having more than one hobby, and being open to maybe gaining more hobbies
So
and
you-
going and
Well,
having
Costa Rica
adventures.
can be your own. Be careful what you wish for. It
True.
can be a nightmare because some people aren't used to this much time, and
True.
you better
That is true.
have if you're getting ready to write that next American novel.
The
It's
other
gonna have
thing-
you're gonna have time to do it.
The other thing you have to be aware of, because there is no time change here, you have sun at 5:30, and then the sun goes down about 6. That's it. The time it's not going to be light until 7 or 8 like you do sometimes in the summertime. It's not. It's dark. So the time does not change here. So if
I
that's
love it.
I had a problem with it at first. I was like, I want some more sunlight. I've gotten used to it. So you have to kind of be ready for that mindset, because that kind of plays with your head too. When you're expecting more sunlight for like 3 more hours in the evening, not gonna happen.
Well, quit getting up at
Yeah.
11 o'clock in the morning Tuesday. Maybe if you get up at 5,
I
you'd be
get up
ready.
at 5:30. I'm a morning person. That doesn't change. But I mean, if you think you're going to come down here, write the book, and paint, yeah, do that. I've started to sketch because I wanted to do it. You know, but I'm still working. I still have my routine. I still have my camera because I like to take pictures. I've set up, you know, I want to do this whole photography thing. So
We started making YouTube videos.
Yeah. So, I mean, you don't know what this is going to bring. You have more time on your hands, but you have to kind of be open to it and don't let it scare you. In your first year, you just kind of just take it in like a honeymoon. Take it all in and then work it out.
But no, when that excitement time and checking out time is over, you know, having some things to fill your time with will definitely be important, or else you might just go crazy because you don't know what to do with yourself
Exactly.
other than
Right.
either drink or smoke yourself to death.
Now do we argue? Yeah. We have our arguments and
Who in a
disagreements.
relationship doesn't?
Just and even with the COVID, you know, we've like, oh my gosh, we were in here together. It's like, but we're always together, even without COVID. So, you know, you have to really love that person who you're with, you know, because you're going to be together even more because you're not going off to a job 8 hours.
This
'Cause you
sounds like
can't work
another
here.
video Tuesday.
It could be, but no.
I feel like we're updated. So before we close out, tell them they both make YouTube videos, and you can check. Well, you tell them. You tell them. You do.
I have 2 channels. One's Jay Meditates on a Moto. It's focused more on motorcycles, and then I have Jay in Costa Rica on a Moto, where, you know, I do some town tours on my motorcycle and give some information about Costa Rica, about my experiences, and sharing my experiences that way. Yeah.
And I have Tuesday on Tuesdays. Not necessarily comes out on Tuesdays, but my channel's called Tuesday on Tuesdays. I'm probably going to come up with another channel soon here. But yeah, I just kind of film my trip here, my experiences here, just things about me. And, you know, sometimes they're interesting, sometimes they're not. So tune in.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I feel updated. I'm glad you guys are still here.
Yeah.
It's very nice. All right, guys. I'm Michael Allen, TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Peace, guys. Hope it helps.